know people who will pay as much as $7,000, $8,000 for their ashoke.
This episode is brought to you by Credit Direct. Welcome to the Fashion Roundtable. My name is Gbemi Olagbegi, and this is where we document the conversations shaping the Nigerian fashion industry. Before we go any further, please like, subscribe, comment. I need those subscriptions, please. We need you to communicate, to interact with the clips you see on social media, with this episode you're watching. So please make sure you do that. Thank you. God bless you as you do so. Great. Now, my guest today is a very special person. He is a stylist, he's a creative director, and I'm sure he does much more within the Nigerian fashion scene. He has built a reputation for pushing boundaries and redefining what style is. In fact, if you are getting married and you don't call this man, if you are doing fashion, what they call it, fashion week or weekend, and you don't call this man, are you serious at all? Please put your hands together for Tosin Ogundadegbe, popularly known as the Style Infidel. I believe people have eaten today. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, baby.
Welcome. I usually call you Mr. Tosin from Ibadan.
Yeah.
So first of all, like I said, you do a lot.
Yes, I do.
But can you give us like a brief overview? How did you even get into this world of Nigerian fashion?
How did I get into this world? I would always describe it as an accidental romance gone right. Yes.
Accidental romance
gone right.
Interesting. Let's go.
So I wasn't expecting it. I think it happened during my extra years.
Okay.
In uni.
Okay.
And my mates had moved on. I was the only one left from my class. And I was bored. I was very bored. And in between it, we had the ASU strike and all. So on this particular day, I left my hostel, went to visit a friend. And then when I got to the room, I saw them watching Sex and the City. And I was like, what is this? So I sat down, watched one episode.
And you were in love.
And it just changed my life. So shout out to Patricia Feld, who was a stylist on the show, and my homegirl, Sarah Jessica Parker, Carrie Bradshaw, who is my biggest all-time.
You're still obsessed with her.
I am. So technically, that was how it all started. Extra Year pushed me into fashion, or made me just have an eye for it.
What were you studying?
Philosophy.
Okay.
I studied philosophy. Obafemi University.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So from there, you were like, okay, fashion is interesting. Let me get into it. So how did you get your first gig? What happened?
First gig would be shout out to Toyin Adeniji Adele, who introduced me to Latasha Ngube. So on that very fateful morning, I got a call from Latasha. This day, Arise magazine Fashion Week was going to kickstart that day. And then I got a call from Latasha saying someone had recommended me, blah, blah, blah. Where was I? And I said, I was in Ibadan. And she was like, can I make it to Lagos before 8? This was around 6 o'clock. Can I make it to Lagos before 8
a.m.?
Before 8 a.m. The first obstacle would be for me to convince my parents, because ASU was on strike, as to what I was going to do in Lagos. So I just went to them and said, they called me for a fashion show and I would really love to go. And it took them at least some minutes for me to say, for them to approve and everything. Hit the next bus, carried my bag, ran to Federal Palace. And also that name you call me, Mr. Tosin from Ibadan, was a nickname Latasha gave me.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And it was my first day of meeting her. She was like, Mr. Tosin from Ibadan.
Oh.
Why are you late? Because obviously I got there late.
Why did they call you? What had you done prior to that?
Okay. So technically, it was my first fashion experience at a fashion week, at a fashion show. And I didn't know there were certain things you needed to have. Then it was BlackBerry. I didn't have a BlackBerry. And you needed to have a laptop at least. And I didn't have any of both. So she was like, so Mr. Tosin from Ibadan, what exactly did you come here with? That was what
did they want you to even... So my question is, before your name even came up as a recommendation, what work had they seen?
Nothing. I think Tonya just saw me as a passionate person who loved fashion.
Who would be resourceful.
Yeah, exactly. And they were looking for interns.
Okay, so to help with the thing.
Yes, I went in as an intern to also learn, away from the fact that you're rendering whatever little service and helping here and there.
Arise, isn't that the one where they would bring Naomi Campbell in from time to time? I remember her working for
Yes. But before then it was Arise magazine. I mean, they had a magazine.
Yes.
So it was Arise Magazine Fashion Week.
Okay.
And then it morphed into Arise Fashion Week.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So what did you learn on that experience?
A whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
A whole lot. Away from, I think that was the very first time I saw Tiwa Savage.
Okay.
And I remembered oh my God, I remembered on the carpet, someone was like, Tiwa Savage, and I was like, who is that? And the person looked at me like,
what year was
where
this?
are you from?
From Ibadan. What year were you from?
This was 2010.
Okay, she was getting into the industry around that time.
Yes, this was 2010. I mean, I really had been like, oh, Tiwa Savage, and I'm like,
who is that?
So I'm like, what planet are you from?
Ibadan.
But it was an eye opener to meet like the big names, and then it was Lisa Flower. She was known as Jewel by Lisa.
Yes, Jewel by Lisa.
Yes, and then there was Lauren da Silva. There was Tiffany Amber. I think Jola Sego showed that year, and then also like the international designers clock CDGT. It was just brilliant.
Names, yeah.
Big names. Ejire Mustafiri, Odiomi Monet, Vive le Resistance. I don't know if they're still there. Great project.
I remember that name.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. So many people.
A whole lot.
And so from then on, you were like, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be.
Oh, yes. It was a complete eye-opener. The ladies on the Style team taught us a whole lot about documenting and journaling.
Okay.
Because I actually started out as a fashion journalist before styling even got into the books. So
what does a fashion journalist do for those who don't understand what that means? Does it mean, like, for example, when there is an event or something, you write about it, or you journal, or were you doing like in a blog type situation?
No, you had to report, because the way Arise magazine worked back then was if a show happened now, because it was also going on like the website, and then there was a magazine published every day. So for the shows for today, it comes out tomorrow.
Okay.
You have to be able to spot out the trends.
Write about it.
Write about it. Write about what is hitting at that moment. So you're looking at 10 to 15 collections. And the good part about Arise Magazine Fashion Show, away from the fact that it gave like Nigerian designers that platform and that opportunity to show what they had, it happened at different tents.
Okay.
Like how you would have it on the international scene. So there's a show happening here. There's
at the same time.
At the same time.
Okay.
So you're not only just working alone, you're also working with others to say, what was the headlining theme here? What was the direction here? What stood the show out? And I think for me, for that first show, one of the most remarkable shows I've ever seen in my life will be Itu Mbasi.
Nice. She's doing a lot. Itu
Mbasi is genius. Genius.
Okay. That's interesting. And then that's a long time ago, 2010, we're 2026 now. And then I started noticing some stuff years ago.
Yeah.
You started to style weddings. Let's go into that. Next thing, it was like Brides of the Infidel. First of all, how did you even get the name Style Infidel? Do you want the name? Do you want the meaning of infidel? Outlaw. Rascal. How?
Okay, so it was Sex and the City 2, where Carrie Bradshaw went shopping, and then the lady was like, oh, that it's been a long time since they saw her. And she was like, oh, she's been cheating on fashion with furniture.
Okay.
And I'm like, cheating? That's infidelity. Like, you're married to, people know you to be married to fashion, and then you're cheating on fashion. I was like, okay, the Style Infidel. Okay. I really don't believe in being loyal to trends and what the society wants you to do. So if everyone is going left, I'm going right. If everyone is going right, I'm going left. I'm just going to do what works for me.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay. So let's talk about Brides and Grooms of the Infidel.
Yes. Lockdown. I think lockdown taught me a lot of things. The importance of being versatile. As a stylist, and it's one thing I'm forever grateful for. And I would say this, that if you have an editorial background, you literally can do anything.
What does an editorial background mean for those who don't understand?
Okay, so having an editorial background is you've told fashion stories in magazines.
Okay.
And what that does is it puts your mind space in a very fantasy-like world.
Okay.
Where you can literally think doesn't necessarily need to make sense to anybody, but maybe people of just like minds. What that does to you is it affords you the ability to strip things down.
Okay.
What I love to call edit.
Okay.
It teaches you to know how to edit. And it also teaches your work or you as a craftsman to believe in whatever it is you do and let it be. Keep the soul of whatever story you're trying to tell. So lockdown happened and jobs weren't coming in. It was even so funny that, everybody was at home.
Mm-hmm.
I resorted to teaching. I started teaching. People would reach out to me to say, I want to learn styling and everything. Fortunately for me, I was able to gather about 5 students and then we'll do classes Fridays, Saturdays and Sundays an hour. And I think after lockdown was lifted, I thought to myself, there has to be something else. So a bride was going to get married. And I think she had a little squabble with her previous stylist. And she reached out to someone. And the person was like, you should reach out to Tosin. Tosin is a fantastic stylist. She's like, but Tosin only does editorials. How is he going to be able to? Mm-hmm. But she just took the chance. Shout out to Desola. Mm-hmm. And she gave me my first opportunity. And we worked pretty well. Desola is still she's still a very close friend till date. And I think that's how it all started.
How important is it to have, or is it important to have a stylist for your wedding? For example, you know that you're getting married. You know that you and your husband like blue. Okay, this person make blue ashoke for me or something. I'm using ashoke because that's, you understand?
Yes.
Or, or George or whatever it is.
Akocha.
Oh yeah, we're here. Why I know the shoe that we match. I know Lola is my makeup artist. Uncle cut your hair. Why is it important to have a stylist for your wedding?
I always like to call it a once in a lifetime experience. Also, the bride or the groom, they're most times overwhelmed. They have their usual 9 to 5 or other things they're doing. They can't attend to everything all the time. But also too, because of the culture shift in things right now, that everyone is very particular about what they wear. You need your third eye. Your stylist is your third eye. Mm-hmm. So you might feel like, I dress well on a norm and all of that. But like I said, your third eye sees more than what you are seeing. Mm-hmm. And also the essence of the stylist is to take away that burden of you having everything on your head. Okay. To just sort of simplify the process for you.
So let me give you an example.
Yes.
Let's say the bride likes straight, like clean looks.
Yes.
Not too much going on.
Yeah.
And the groom is like, I want my agbada to be orange with all sorts of beading. How do you marry those two different styles together? No pun intended, but
I get. So I think at the end of the day, one thing I always say is, I don't personally for me, I don't like to superimpose anything on anyone, but I'll give you my professional point of view that when I let them know this and this is exactly what will work, and I always remind them that this is why you hired me in the first place, they always just give me that, okay, you know what, Twisting, whatever works. But whatever it is I'm going to do, I'm not going to separate your personality from who you're wearing in a way that when people see, when they see you in your garments, they still see you. They don't see another version of you. Maybe a more upgraded version in terms of taste level.
I understand that apart from people who are maybe in the creative space or in the entertainment space, if you take like a 9 to 5, they're most likely working, most of their attire or whatever is office wear.
Yeah.
And okay, you go to a wedding here, a wedding there, but they want to look really, really good.
Yes.
And they're wondering, okay, I don't want to also look like my wedding was from 2 years ago. Do you understand? They might be thinking, there was one trend like I like. And then you're like, that one has passed to. How do we make your look
timeless?
Exactly. That's the word, timeless. It got to a point where I would see a bride and a groom, and before looking at the credits, I would already know that it was your work. Because there's a way that they look very well put together, very well tailored.
Yes.
So I could just tell like, this is. And they also looked expensive. I can't remember. There were so many weddings, but there was one wedding. I saw the beading. I said, And then I now checked the designer. How do you pronounce it? Marve? Hey, that person that they're ready to pay is 4 million. And the couple changed like 3-4 times. Yes. I saw different. I was like, Okay. We'll talk about money
No
later.
problem.
But what is the biggest mistake that couples make when it comes to their wedding looks, for example, that you've seen?
That I have seen when it comes to their looks. So it would always be a case of, so one thing I always try to say from the get-go is, if your friends see in purple all the time, there has to be a shock factor. Because a lot of times, a lot of them will tell you, oh no, it's purple, I'm comfortable in purple. But when we're doing like your color analysis, we do the color analysis with the skin. And we're not only doing that of you, the bride, we also have to consider the groom, even if we're not styling the groom. So we do a color analysis and let you know that, yes, first and foremost, your friends have seen you in this purple
all the time.
All the time. So the first question I'll ask you is, what are your favorite colors? So once you tell me your favorite colors, I know that the colors I'm not going to.
But I'm sure you find a way to incorporate it somehow, some
yeah,
way.
maybe in a little, it might not be like the main look. It could be accessories, it could be little beadwork here or little tiny details here and there, but it won't be the core, because there always has to be that surprise element at the end of the day. If your friends see in purple and your wedding is seeing purple, there's no surprise, there's no shock factor. So most times it is technically listening to the client. You always have to listen, and you always have to keep an open mind and find a balance.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's shift gears now and go back to the fashion weeks, fashion weekends.
Yes.
We know as at now there are two major events, fashion events towards the end of the year.
Yes.
There's a fashion week, there's a fashion weekend.
Yes.
You are involved with both,
Yes.
some way, somehow.
Yes.
Can you tell us in a nutshell what you do for those events?
Okay, so for fashion weekend, I work as the lead stylist for the shows, where we technically are coordinating, running orders, seeing to it that the designers get exactly what they want. We're interpreting mood boards. Sometimes the designers don't give you exactly what they want, but from like the storyboard they give you as a stylist have to come up with preferred hair and makeup. We also do a lot of advisory.
For the models.
Yes, with the designer in the know, of course. We also do a lot of advisory from, say, like editing the look. So one thing I realized with a lot of Nigerian designers, and I don't blame them, because the truth is you never would know which would be your cash cow. So when a designer designs 40 pieces, they want the 40 pieces to hit the runway. But the job of the stylist is to say, maybe from this 40, you only have 30 that are really good or that are very strong, and then the remaining 10 look like add-ons. So it is the job of the stylist to edit. So even for like the shows, we always have to do that with some of the designers that are willing. Like I say, I think it's just my
that are willing.
Yes.
Okay.
Like I said, with my own personality, I'm not one to superimpose anything on anyone, because I also understand that we're adults and everyone has a right to make up their minds on whatever works for them. So technically you're doing that, putting the running order together, ensuring the models are also their best behavior and everyone is in check and that the show goes as planned.
Are you involved with picking of the models too?
Last year,
It's okay.
Last year, Fashion Weekend involved me in picking the model, in traveling, and then we also had the Lagos casting as well. I was involved in picking the models, and I will tell you that I think each year they would want new faces.
Okay.
New faces, great walk. Yeah. Yes.
Things like that.
Yes, things like that. Okay. And then with Fashion Week, I have private clients who show. Some show at the tent. Okay. Some do off-schedule shows and off-site shows.
Yeah, they have like their own private.
They'll have their own private shows, but sometimes it's still under, sometimes it's not. And technically what I do is this, with this other ones, is from casting to fittings to editing. And when I say editing, some even get you as a consultant. So you're not just a stylist, you're also consulting for what the show would look like, the sets,
what music is going to play, what the models are going to wear, how they're
going to walk. You're going to choreograph the show.
There's a lot of thoughts that is put into everything. People just think it's just for the clothes to just for the models to wear the clothes and just walk. So any music, there's a story, there are different designers that will pick a particular type of song, they will tell the models walk this way. You
Yes.
can't do bridal and be matching like a soldier.
Oh.
For example, I'm giving examples.
Yes.
You know, if you are doing evening where you want them to be elegant, even the way
Yes.
the models look sometimes. Oh, I want curvier models, or I want taller models. I want
Yes.
them more, different, basically.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think that has really, really helped shape the industry in a way that it is not to a particular body type. There's a plethora of body types that to work with. So you'd have full figured, you have slim, you just have a range.
And then there's mid-size now, they call. You are not slim, you are not you're not full plus size, you're kind of in the middle.
Okay.
So that's, see.
Okay. But I think, shout out to all the fashion weeks and all the private shows that happen for giving range or putting range. Because I remember at some point in the fashion industry, it was mostly about the really slim size 6, size 4s. But now you can get a size 20 on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I have a question though.
Yes,
for
please.
those who don't understand the importance of like a fashion week or a fashion weekend, what does it do for a designer's career? Can showing at fashion week or fashion weekend help your bottom line in terms of profit? Is it, are people going to see it and go, oh, wow, I love that dress, I must buy it, or I must consult this designer and say, make me something like this, but this time, I guess, custom or
okay, yes.
For some designers, a few years ago, they would say, it doesn't do anything, Joe. It's just noise and nothing happens. In today's world, if a designer asks and says, do you think I should take part in these activities, what will it do for my brand?
What will it do for your brand? Okay, so to be honest, I think one of the things I would really love to see away from like media buzz and the likes, because let's be honest, media buzz sometimes would always translate into cash. I remember last year, I was at Fashion Week, I went as a guest, and there were new designers showing, and just watching, I was able to order from like 4 different designers.
Okay.
Just seeing. I'm not a buyer. I consume at the end of the day. So I wouldn't necessarily say take away the media buzz, but what I would really love to see is have actual buyers, investors, at these shows, to really invest in fashion, invest in these designers, and all. But all in all, I would still go back to say whether if it comes from whatever angle you're looking at it from, where if you're showing, and let's just imagine there are no buyers, just take it that the guests there, you have over 2,000 people, at least you would have at least 5 people interested in buying one piece from you.
Okay.
So it is never a waste.
Okay. And when you say buyers,
yes.
Do you mean fashion buyers?
Fashion buyers.
They are buying maybe for either a client or maybe like a store abroad or something like that.
A store abroad, a store within Africa. We have concept stores in Lagos now that can easily say, oh, I like this I like this designer. I think their aesthetic would work for what we store or for the kind of women or men that love to shop with us. Okay, I liked look number 5, look number 8. We want it exclusively to us, meaning you can't produce it for anyone else. If people want it, they would have to come and buy from us. And we're willing to pay you for it, not just make and keep in store.
That makes sense.
Yes.
So I think people, because for people who feel like it doesn't translate or it doesn't make any sense, I also even think for documentation. If I Google your brand, what is popping up? Is it, oh, am I seeing your beautiful pieces on the runway? Am I seeing that you've put in the work? Am I seeing that they are dragging you?
True. True.
We're gonna talk about that as well. So, like, what's that word now? What's your digital footprint, for example?
True.
Yeah. So things like that, very important. Okay. Let's talk about money. There's still a resistance to paying stylists properly in Nigeria. Agree or disagree?
I agree.
Why do you think there is this resistance?
I think till people understand the work that goes into it, people just think, oh, it's just a case of, it's just to pull, it's just to do this, it's just to do that. And I know everyone starts from, because I'll be honest with you, the things I know now weren't things I knew back in. I had to read up and learn and make mistakes and learn from my mistakes and just sort of hold on and run with it. But the truth is, styling it can be mentally draining. Especially for those that probably do maybe red carpet styling and you have 4 or 5 clients that you're consistently attending to. There are 4 or 5 clients with different personalities and you have to be able to interpret. It is a lot of work that I wish if people actually sat down and thought about it, that this person is not just pulling, they're curating.
So they're not just saying, oh, you need a nice dress for
Like
the
I
red
said,
carpet for AMVCA.
Yes.
Okay, let me call so-and-so designer. Please, this person, she's big now. She will wear your outfit now.
No,
you will blow now. It's not like that.
Okay, so like I said, we've all learned through the years. For me, I would research deeply. Am I doing 50s Dior? Am I doing Thierry Mugler? Am I going the route of Yves Saint Laurent? What exactly am I? How do I want to tell my story on this particular person? Knowing fully well that I'm not the one wearing it. She's the one wearing it. She's the star. It is a lot. Am I marrying all of these eras together to be able to achieve this? There's a lot of back and forth. And sometimes I wish stylists will really reveal the back and forth that happens. So I'll give you an instance.
This is why the Fashion Roundtable is here.
There's a wedding. We did a wedding last week. And I would tell you, maybe one of these days, I'll probably just put up on my story. We had about 13 sketches.
Okay.
Where would say, we have approved on this. And then I sleep at night and I wake up in the morning and I'm like, no, I'm not satisfied. I call my design team to say, nah, it's not going to work. And I tell the designer, please hold on, give me 2 days. I need to get... It is a lot of mental work.
Okay.
And I feel to people realize that it is not just, I'm going to pull. I know this designer. I know. And that's why I always tell stylists, read. It is not just...
What are they reading?
Books.
Okay.
Know your onions. Understand exactly what you're doing. So Zendaya released a movie, I think The Drama, and there was something blue, something borrowed, something new.
And also because she's rumored to have gotten married or in real life.
Yes.
Though people, her client, what's her name? His stylist.
Yes.
Her stylist rather had hinted and said, oh, the wedding was weeks ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, she has a movie called The Drama. I don't know what it has to do with weddings as well. So, but there's this saying called something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue.
Yes.
So for her press run, she's been doing different. I saw the blue. That
Schiaparelli.
thing. Yes, I saw that. So she incorporated everything.
The thought process.
I get it.
I think if we let people know that it is a lot more than, I'm going to pull.
You can't just pull.
You can't just pull. And that's why sometimes a lot of my clients would be like, Tosin likes to take his time. I love to take my time.
I understand.
I can tell you today that, oh, this is what you're going to wear. And I sleep and I'm not comfortable with it. And I'll tell you, I'm so sorry. This is not working. I mean, I thought it was going to work. But on the flip side, I think we can actually do more.
This is random, but how do you deal with a client who says, Tosin, I want you to style me. This is the dress I want to wear. I think it would be wonderful. And then you look at this person, you look at their body type, their height, and you know that it's not a style that will fit them. What do you say? What are the words? So this is me.
Yeah.
So I am 5'2". I've seen this outfit on a model that is 6 feet tall. And I say, this is the outfit that I want. Tosin, make it happen. Talk to me.
I think the first thing I would always say is it is very important for a stylist to have finesse intact in relating to clients. We live in very sensitive times and you have to be very careful of your choice of words, of how you address those kind of situations. I'll legit tell you reasons why it won't work.
Tell me.
I would let you understand that body types are very different. It wouldn't really flatter. It might be too tight, or that because this person is really tall and I mean that there's a bit of a height difference, it might look very overwhelming, overpowering on you. The person has more height to sort of hold it. on you, it might fall flat.
Mm-hmm.
So there are just ways by which you can just go about it and let them know, okay, even based off skin tone, the reason why this looks good is because of her skin tone.
Mm-hmm.
The skin tones are pretty much different. But like I said, the finesse and tact.
So how to communicate with your clients
is very key.
Important. Okay.
It is very key.
Now, will you say Nigerian fashion is expensive, or people are just not used to paying what it actually costs?
I would say it's relative. I would say it's very relative. So I'll give you an instance.
Is it expensive? Sorry.
No, I'll give you an instance. And I'm not going to mention brands.
Yeah.
I know people who will pay as much as $7,000, $8,000 for their ashoke. Yes. I know people who will pay that much. And I've had a client pay as much as...
My ear, sorry. I can't, no, I'm trying not to fidget. $7,000 for ashoke you're going to wear one time.
But like I said, it's a memorable one. It's a once in a lifetime. If you want to splurge on your... No, I mean, like I said, there's a range. Some people tell you, oh, Tosin, I just want something simple. If I'm going to splurge on myself, I'd rather buy diamonds and buy this and buy that. With me, I don't superimpose.
So I put my $7,000 for ashoke.
There are people who do that.
What would they do to the ashoke that is making it $7,000?
You
Are they putting diamond on
No.
it? Shebi, is it not the same village they will weave it?
No.
What are they weaving? Is it gold they're weaving inside?
So one thing I always try to tell people is you can't put price on creativity.
Yes. But
and then at some point, you have to leverage on your name as well.
Which name? Which name?
If this is going to be caught, let's just have this conversation off.
Which name? Okay, so just because... No. Okay, jokes apart.
Okay.
Listen, jokes apart. So, a designer is known, they've paid their dues, they've paid in full. They've been doing these things since 19 Bugoro. Yes. I love it. Wonderful for you. However, $7,000. Sorry,
But
I had to go to my mother tongue. What are you sewing?
But some people pay as much as $10,000, $20,000 for a Hermes bag.
That's very good for them and Hermes. Who asked them? Because me,
for Birkin, I really believe, like I said, you can't put price on creativity. And almost like the same I was talking about stylists and the sleepless nights and all that goes into it. It's the same thing the designers go through.
Okay.
But taking me back to your question, it is relative.
There's a bell ringing in my head. And not because it is ashoke, but you know, I hear of these things. Well, I've been in this industry for a long time. You know, I have colleagues that are carrying $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 bags, you know, watches and things. That's wonderful for you. But maybe because people who abuse me, I can say, because you don't have it. Because if you had it, it won't be a problem.
Priorities are different.
Yes.
Because in all honesty, I've seen clients who told me, Tristan, I'd rather put so much into my white, or I'd rather put so much into my jewelry or my accessories because I can use them after. Can we get a good bargain or can we get a good deal? And all of that. Like I said, it's relative. For some, even that 7-8 is peanuts. Like, to see, are you sure? Someone even say, are you sure they can really deliver if they're collecting this?
So that means that your clients are the 1% of the 1% of the 1%. Meaning that, because my next question was going to be, have you turned down work because the budget is not budgeting? Yes.
Yes. But I think for me also, it's connection.
Okay.
So if at my first consultation, I see that we're not connecting, or you probably tell me, I know what I want. If you know what you want, it technically means you don't need my service, or you probably just need me as a dresser, or you need me as an errand person who will be doing what you want. Do you understand? If I see that we don't really connect, I would rather, and it's vice versa. You'd also have clients who just be like, we didn't really gel. And that's very, very, it's very okay.
Okay.
And also to sometimes, but because I don't discuss money again. My manager and management handles the money part. And if they feel this is what, in fact,
So how does it work? So do people
Yes.
reach out and say, okay, my special event is happening on so and so date.
Yes.
I would like for you to style me. Do you then say, okay, come for a consultation? This is the cost of the consultation.
Yes.
And then from there, you
Yes.
now tell them this is the budget.
So how it starts is they tell you to send your rate card. And I
Okay.
think at that point, you already gives them an idea if they want to come or they want to go elsewhere.
Okay.
And then they reach out to, send you an email, they schedule a paid consultation. We have the consultation. If we're both, like I said, it's vice versa. If they might not connect with me. I might not connect with them. But also for the sake of peace, because like I always tell you, I don't like wahala. Peace of mind over everything. If I see that we're not connecting, and then if I also now get to a point where we now share the budget with you and you're like, oh, this is what in fact, I don't really do too much of talking. Once I let my management know it's not going to work, they pass the message across to the client to say, oh, it's not going to work. And this is the reason why it's not going to work.
Okay.
Yes.
If you have your consultation and
Yes.
you've already shared some ideas with the client or something, and they decide not to work with you anymore, and they go work or they take your
ideas and go elsewhere.
Has this happened before?
Yes, happened before, maybe before I had my manager.
Okay.
Shout out to Dolakwa Habib. So what happens at consultations now is we spread it into two parts. There's the first consultation where we're technically getting to know you. We're not sharing ideas. And the second part of the consultation is where we're presenting a mood board. That means you have agreed to move on with us. Then we get back to another consultation, which is consultation 1B.
Okay.
And then at that point, we now take the things that you have shared with us from the first consultation. We give it a fashion translation. We present to you. If you're very okay with the ideas, then we move to the third bit. Now, the third bit is assigning the task to designers based off their strength.
Okay.
So we know some designers are very good with clean tailoring, fine, impeccable work. And we have some that are very good with beadwork. So depending on how the client comes through, we're able to tell you that, okay, if you want that very fine, Yves Saint Laurent, 60s tailoring, Atafo, Tayo Gabriel are the people to work with. If you want bedazzle and the whole 20s glamour, you can work with Marvi, you can work with Bukola. There are names, there are people that are very, very good at that. And we move from there, get there. You'd have seen their rate card as well. And then you proceed from there. You pick what works for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's not easy. From what I'm hearing, just have money. That's all I'm going to say. Have you ever seen your work replicated or your ideas replicated, and how did you handle it? Which I have seen. I've seen stuff where you're like,
whole lot.
Oh, this person took my work.
A whole lot. To be honest with you, peace of mind. I'm not, because there is plenty from where it's coming from. So I'm never really bothered or disturbed. And
it does not pain you. One idea that maybe you saw in your dream, you sat down, you sketched it, everybody loved it, and 2 weeks later, you see someone copy it.
I think before, I used to be like, why would this part? But these days, I just keep it moving. I'm a very unproblematic person. I don't like, I'm very non-confrontational. That's just me.
Do you think that copying is a big problem in the Nigerian fashion industry?
It is a big problem.
Okay.
It is a big problem because you're ripping off someone else's sweat. And then what's even crazy is you now sell for cheaper. And I feel if you really call yourself a creative, you should be able to. I've been staring at that decor, and what is coming to my mind? You're creative. You can see anything and translate it into anything on the spot. So if I come into this place now, I'm seeing too many things that I feel like, this would really look good as an embroidery. If I transform this into a design, that's how your mind should work.
It should not be like copy and paste.
You just copy and paste. You can reference. We all reference. Do you get? We all reference. And that's why you have Pinterest and you have Tumblr. and the likes. We all reference different eras and different designers, but to copy and paste.
Speaking of Pinterest, so this happened last year or 2 years ago. There's a particular designer who is known for the way her dresses look.
Okay.
This applies to so many people, by the way. And someone went to her tailor, took the picture of one of her dresses, went to her tailor, sewed it, and then wore it for a wedding, and then tagged her and said, I was inspired by your design, so I had my tailor sew it. What do you think? And she was like, what do you mean? What do I think? You copied. Don't tell me.
You didn't copy.
And then it became a whole conversation on social media. People were like, you should thank her, or you should, encourage her. And some people were like, what do you mean? And then people were like, well, did you get your dress copied? Your dress is all over Pinterest. I'm sure you got the idea from there.
So there's something, I've said this over and over again. Editing, you can edit an idea from the whole into the tiniest bit.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why I always say, that's why I think I learned editing from being an editorial stylist.
Mm-hmm.
You strip it down.
Mm-hmm.
So you put a jacket on a dress and then you step back and you're like, nah, it needs a belt. Or it needs bigger juice. You always have to. You step back, you add, you take out. Editing. So if you have an idea now, rather than copy verbatim, okay, you know what? This person put the sleeves this way. Let me take out the sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
Let me add this color.
Mm-hmm.
Let me switch the silhouettes.
Makes sense. As businesses grow, things become a little bit more complex. More transactions, more responsibilities, and more decisions. Now, Credit Direct Business helps simplify that growth with seamless payments and business-focused credit solutions. It allows you to scale without losing clarity or control of your business. So if you're at that stage where things are expanding and you need systems that can keep up, you can explore the business tools available in the Credit Direct app. What is one uncomfortable truth about the Nigerian fashion industry? I'm sure you're looking at me and thinking one, so feel free to mention more than one. You don't have to mention anybody's names or anybody's name. I mean, if you're about that life.
No.
But tell us, what you can mention more than one.
One uncomfortable truth
that people don't say enough.
That I would say that creatives also get tired.
Okay.
Creatives also get tired.
Is that uncomfortable?
People don't want to believe that. They just believe you're in Hogwarts doing Wingardium Leviosa and you're doing all of that. They don't want to be. They just believe you just do this and then he appears.
They think it's easy.
It's not.
Okay.
And it's also very funny that we also, because of that joy to always deliver, we don't give ourselves that grace to say, you know what, I'm tired. Can I take a day off today? I need to rest. Or you communicate with the client, say, oh, Tosin's taking a day off today or taking 1 week off, or we'll be here to support and everything. I think the earlier people understand that we're human as well and that we can also get tired.
Mm-hmm.
I think people will be more gracious in how they deal with us. But I think it's also our own responsibility as creators or as people in the fashion community to be able to speak up for ourselves to say, hello, Gbemi, can I get a day or two off? I promise I'll get back to you after a day or two. I just need some time to rest. I know Gbemi is not such a nasty person that she won't understand.
Let's talk about structure.
Yes.
Do you think the fashion industry is structured? Or are we still informal? We're winging it.
I think it is everything.
A mix.
You would always know the ones that sort of have structure.
They're organized.
They're very organized. So I wouldn't want to use names. I wouldn't want to mention names and everything. But they're designers that I know.
For business, mention it. Let them beat you.
They're designers that I have worked with that I can literally tell you I can go to bed to sleep.
Because you know they will deliver.
One of them is the iconic Diola Sego. The process is phenomenal. Like the structure, it is so good. They will let you know, okay, once you make up your mind on the style you want, you have 24, 48 hours to seal it. Once you don't get back to them, you get an email saying we have agreed to, even down to the color. They're showing you the colors to say this and this. It's on record. you know what time you're coming for your first fitting
Mhm.
with time in specific. So if the other tells you 12, you don't get there before 12, you're there 12 sharp.
Mhm.
If your fitting is supposed to be from 12 to 12:30 and you come at 12:30 and there's another fitting happening, you would have to
I love organized people, structured people, people who are not just higgy haga anyhow. Because
the
trust me,
process is very
remember
seamless.
her daughter's line clan?
Yes.
As at, gosh, what year was this now? 2013.
A long time.
I was their customer and I was wowed by the way they were so organized.
Yes.
You know, it was at her place that I think I wanted a particular outfit. I saw it on their page. Okay, I want to buy. And they were like, no, you have to come in. I was like, I went in anyway and they were like, oh, please go into the fitting room. I was like, I'm not trying on anything. I just want to take measurements and go. Then one little Filipino lady came and said, you have to remove all your clothes. They made me strip.
Yes.
And that was the first time I took measurements with just no clothes on because they were like, oh, we have to be sure.
They're very, very precise.
She took the measurements like 3 times just to be sure that she took the correct measurements.
Yes.
And I was like, what? But when those clothes came out, they fit like a glove.
Yes.
I wore them for over 10 years. The fabric did not fade. I still have the clothes till today. These are clothes from 2012, 2013. The fabric is still solid. You know, I wouldn't tell people how much I paid because I didn't want them to look at me as wasteful. You know when you buy something that's expensive, I don't tell anybody.
But the truth is, you're looking at it 10, 15 years down the line and it is still good.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know...
I told someone then.
They will look at me like, so it's like you have money. But I would rather buy quality things than buy cheap things that you would wear twice, 3 times and it has faded.
Life is over.
Is loosening, that sort of thing. So that's why I'm always like, no matter how much, I know I shout about how expensive things are, but if your stuff is going to be expensive,
ensure it's good.
Let it be exceptionally good. Let it be that it is not the same 2K crepe that you are now selling for 500K.
I agree.
There has to be a reason.
I agree.
Those clothes, I mean, I'm a little plumper now, but if I bring out the clothes, they are still, and I've worn them. So if I had to put them at the back of my closet to say, baby, let it not be as if you don't have clothes. I've worn them for a lot of things over the years. I give away 1 or 2, but the fabric is not pulling thread. It's not.
Nah.
Anywho, who holds the most power right now in Nigerian fashion? Is it designers? Is it stylists? Is it influencers? Is it the clients or should I say the OGs?
Power is relative.
Okay.
Power is relative. When it comes to referrals, I would say the stylist.
Okay.
When it comes to craftsmanship, definitely the designers.
Okay.
When it comes to sort of helping like the consumers make up their mind, most times it's the influencers.
Okay.
And yeah, I think like I said, power is relative. You can't really say, oh, this is the one person who, because I mean, many thanks to media, that whole gatekeeping thing is gradually phasing out. You can put your work out there, more people can see you.
You don't have to know anybody per se.
Yes.
Okay.
So I think power is relative, and I think everyone in their own space is sort of holding. And this is not me being political, to be very honest with you.
I just remembered something. That's why I'm smiling.
Okay.
I just remembered something. When I first started Gbemi shoes,
yes,
this was 2015. I, did the little publicity I could do. Your Bella Ninjas and the popular blogs, talked about it, and it was nice. People would buy and so on and so forth, and all that. There were no influencers per se, then. And I remember an OG. I'm not going to mention the OG. She's popular,
okay,
and older. And she said to me, she saw me at an event, and she said, she's very, very old school, I've realized.
Okay.
And she said to me, you've not come to see me about your brand that you launched. I was like, oh. it didn't occur to me that I had to take it to her and say, hello, ma. This apparent because that's what some people want. Hello, ma. This is my product. She wanted me to come, come and see me.
Let me approve.
Let me help you. That sort of thing. I was like, oh. And I don't know, maybe I'm a little bit rebellious. In my mind, I was like, and so as she drove off, I saw at an event and she was coming out. I was leaving. I was coming in, and so I walked her to her car. And as she drove off, in my mind, I was like, "But who are you? And why do I have to? And why do I have to present this thing to you? Did you give me money to start it? Are you joking?" That was my thought, and I was like, "I beg." And somebody was saying to me, you have to go to these aunties and you have to, what's the word? Yes, you have to, rub shoulders with them. That's like, do that, suck up to them, do that whole auntie. And I am not like that. So I was like, why? Are you good? Another time, it was the launch of something. I'm not going to mention what it was. This one was not Gbemi shoes. And we sent evites to everyone. This was 2020, just at the beginning of the pandemic. So we sent invites to everybody via email, this one, that one, that one. She didn't come. Then I was invited to a dinner. I was invited to a dinner and I saw her. We're all waiting to get into the dinner. And I said, we had our something, ma, we invited you. She said, yes. She now pulled out a physical invite from her bag and said, you sent email. There are certain people you don't send email to. She said, I'm sure you got an email for this event, right? I said, yes. She now pulled out a physical copy. There's certain people you send physical copy. And I said, sorry, ma. As a well-brought up person, because in my mind, I was like, child.
I think it's people understanding that times have changed.
I don't think, and maybe it's a Nigerian thing or it's a cultural thing, I don't think I have to kiss your ass to succeed. If I know what I'm doing and I'm hardworking, I'm smart.
Yes.
Why should I have to come and kiss your ring?
You don't.
I love that. I don't know if it's social media that has decentralized everything.
Yes.
It's like, you know what, screw you. I'm going to make it on my own and with God.
Yes.
It was the same person twice. So I was just like, I
think one thing I love about the new generation is how, yes, we might talk about them a lot, say, they don't do this, but let me be honest with you, they're guts. Mm-hmm. Like, if you don't give it to me, if you don't let me on this table, I'm going to build my own table. Mm-hmm. I love that for them. I'll be very honest with you, because for my own generation, I know how hard we had to work and, like you said, suck up to people. And with the help of like media and all of that, one person can do something to them tomorrow. Boom.
I just think it's wild. So now let's talk about the gatekeeping in the fashion industry. Apart from, the designers and stuff, I also feel like there's a bit of, we're all shouting, let's collaborate, let's collaborate, let's collaborate. But there have been times that I've reached out to collaborate and, and I wonder what happens to people who are not known, or they're just starting out, or they're not popular, quote unquote, because of my media work. I am, a phone call away from a lot of people, a DM away from a lot of people. I'm learning how to not be shy, to reach out to people. So last year, for example, I decided to create this fashion series where I would go to people's stores and this and that.
I saw that.
And at first, I didn't know what it would be. But when I saw the demand for it, I did a few videos and people really liked it. And I was like, okay, let me just continue. So I would reach out to brands. Many of them were like, oh, yeah, sure. Some were like, oh, we don't have some stuff right now. Let's get back to you. And then there were some that will actually read it and ignore. Instagram will show you if they've read it, unless that sort of thing. Or they'll say, oh, yeah, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, okay, my team will contact you. And then they'll say, oh, please email my team and copy me. And then I will do so. And then the team is doing me around. And I'm just like, are you serious? It's if you are not available to do something. It's like some people who are like, Omo, there's a lot going on right now. It's made to order. So give me some time and we'll talk about it. Or some people will be like, oh, honestly, I'm taking a break. People are like, oh, I'm taking a break. Or some people will be like, oh, we don't have new stuff right now. I'm waiting for my fabric. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
But to, one, ignore. Or two, you can always say, this is not a good time. I know how it is. I respect that so much.
Yeah.
If this is not a good time,
It's fine.
that's fine. But to dribble the person or to leave me on red, and it's not just with, shooting content. It's even with, because I have a shoe line. I understand how it works. It's expensive. So maybe I reach out to a few influencers and say, yo, please, I know that you charge for this, but if you like it, can I send it to you? Feel free. There's no, even if it's on your stories, just help me tag. And some will say, yeah, okay. And I'm like, okay, please send me your address so I can send it to you. Maybe they will answer me next year. So I'm just like, what is this gatekeeping? Like, I feel like it's a form of gatekeeping. It's a form of, this is our industry. Why are you here? Sort of,
There's a brand I particularly love, and I'll tell you what he does. I think it's also because he has an eye for like photography and how he presents his work.
Mm-hmm.
It's his Zar Studios.
Okay.
How he would present his work, hardly have I even ever seen his garments on any influencer, but how he just shoots it and presents it, there is no way you would not like it. And I think one thing I love about the particular brand is how it's been able to stand on its own.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's one thing I feel that when you let people know, yes, I came to collaborate with you,
Mm-hmm.
and you didn't find it decent to tell me, oh, we're so sorry, it's not a good time, or I'm really busy at the moment, or I can't take this collaboration. You go ahead and do it by yourself.
Oh, no, before? Is that not why we're here today?
Yes.
Do you understand? Because I was just like, it's okay.
And it's what we talked about, communication.
Yeah.
With fashion people in general. Sometimes it's not a plate. Sometimes it's how they want to tell. Maybe they respect you. They like you so much. It's so hard for them to tell you no.
Even if you don't like me, it's fine. Obviously, you might not say, hey, I don't like you. I don't want to wear my clothes. But just say, oh, this is not a good time. But you tell me, oh, talk to Lola, my assistant. She's going to make sure everything happens. And Lola is saying, please, ma, I'll call you back. They are giving you the runaround. And I think it's indecent.
Yes.
I think it's cowardly. And people really need to do better when it comes to communicating. I just feel like if you want your industry to be bigger, be open to collaborations. You can't collaborate with everybody.
Of course.
Like Kiki said of Defans, it's not everyone that you align with.
Yes.
That's fine. But at least give some sort of response. It communicates, oh, this is not right now, it's not working.
It's not working.
We don't have the stock or something like that. But okay, let's bring this to a close because there's so much to talk about. What needs to change for the Nigerian fashion industry to be taken more seriously globally? There's a lot of focus and attention now. I don't know if you know, especially in 2025.
Yes.
Give you an example, AMVCA, the number of people that were not Nigerian talking about the fashion, talking about the looks,
it was wild.
Breaking down events now. It's not just it started with AMVCA last year, and then now it's so many different. I know it's happen again. So what do you think, apart from, oh wow, beautiful, as what's her name said, Aretha Franklin, beautiful gowns, wonderful gowns. How are we supposed to be taking, or what would you say we should do to be taken seriously globally?
To be taken seriously globally. On the part of the designers, it would be to build a very unique DNA.
Okay.
That is synonymous to your brand. So say, for instance, if I saw a Schiaparelli on the red carpet,
you would know.
I would know that's a Schiaparelli. Mm-hmm. If I see a Schiaparelli copy, I know that's a Schiaparelli copy. If I see a Comme des Garçons on the red carpet, I know that's a Comme des Garçons. If I see a Marchesa on the red carpet, I know that's a Marchesa. I feel a lot of Nigerian designers, because Pinterest is like the fastest route to sort of use in building things, we sort of moved away from looking at abstract images. Like I've been looking at this as well to see what can happen with this. We need to find a way to build a designer's DNA in such a way that we know you're creating an original, even if you're grabbing the inspo from the most abstract, mundane thing in the world, which is why on the red carpet you can say, that's Schiaparelli, that is this, that is Armani, that is, yes. But in a case where I've seen people do Gaurav Gupta. That the whole spark. I've seen tons of people do it, and it's because it's a very interesting technique. But we all know Gaurav sort of popular, right? The design itself has moved away from that aesthetic. You want people to be able to know you. You want, even globally, you don't want them referencing you to say, well, this particular person copied this particular person. It's important for the designers to build a DNA that will be synonymous to them for a lifetime. So if I saw Idiola today, I would know Idiola.
Like how she created that Komole thing.
Yes.
When you see it, she inspired. When you see it, you know this is Komole by Diola Segun.
Very different.
Only God knows how much it is now, because I remember when I was getting married, it was like 3 million naira. 8 years ago.
Very different. If I saw a Vicky, if I see a Tubo, like I know she has sort of mastered the whole corsetry thing. If I see a Tubo dress, I know this is Tubo. And that's why I said it is very, very important. Or if I say wisdom, frankly, I know this is a wisdom. It is very important for the designers to build their DNA into their brands, into their aesthetic in such a way that if you want that global attention, not them saying, oh, this Nigerian designer copied, or I'm doing my reviews and I'm like, what in the...
You do these reviews on your stories during AMVCAs where you see that someone has copied, so you take a picture, you're wicked. You take a picture of where they copied and be like, So for example, if they copied from like a, I don't know, give you an example, so you'll be like,
Scared to really.
You be like, you do stuff like that, and I'm just like, yikes. You call them out steady every year.
Yes.
And I'm sure people have come at you like,
oh, yes.
Fight.
Okay, so for instance, if I call out a celebrity, you find out that their fans are after, they come into my DM. Some will curse me out. Some will tell you, did I see? I will beat you up. Yes. Yes. Like real dragging and all of that. But the truth is, it's not from a place of even like just entertaining people. But one, letting people, if you're a stylist, you should know all these things. I'm not saying know everything, but you should be very familiar with, oh, I've seen this somewhere.
This silhouette.
I've seen this design somewhere. Thank you very much. It is very, very important. But also to let designers know that we're watching you. It puts you on your toes to say, okay, you know what? This is who I am as a designer. This is where I stand as a designer, and I'm sticking to it. If I saw Anito Embassy, I know this is Anito Embassy. I don't need anyone to tell me. If I saw a Mazel studio, I know this is Mazel studio.
How does this work for ready-to-wear or fast fashion brands, though, for instance? I know that it's difficult because a lot of fast fashion brands are very, what is trendy? For example, now, mesh dresses, with the floral print. So how they need to find a way to...
You have to find a very interesting way to tell your stories. So if you look at Phoebe Philo when she was at Celine, and you look at the new Celine, there are two different things. But if you look at Phoebe Philo when she was at Celine, and you're looking at the likes of Ferragamo, you're looking at the likes of Bottega, the aesthetic is pretty similar, but they are different.
Okay.
And even if you look at Phoebe Philo when she was at Celine, and Phoebe Philo as a brand herself, you can see the references, but they're not the same. So it is very important that even if you're doing ready to wear, you find your voice.
Bringing it home. Ejiro Mustafiri used to work at or design for
Tiffany Amber.
Exactly. And then when she eventually started to do her own thing, she also, you can see an Ejiro Mustafiri garment and if you know fashion or if you're familiar with, you would know, okay, that's Ejiro.
Yes.
Because there's a way her stuff just flows.
Yes. It's very fluid, very feminine.
Yeah.
It's almost even the same thing with this guy too. So, what's his name? He's my favorite designer, Galliano.
Okay.
When Galliano was at Dior and when he moved to Margiela, you would literally see those references, but they're not the same thing. And that's what I also feel that we're ready to wear. The references are everywhere. Everyone is doing a mesh dress, but what makes your mesh dress stand out?
How is yours different? Okay.
How is yours cut? What is the texture? I mean, what's the quality of the texture of your fabric? All of those little things here and there, things that would really help you. It's important to
be original.
Find your voice. Own it. You would always find people who would consume what you put out there.
I think this is a perfect place to end. Thank you so much,
Thank
Mr.
you for
Tosi
having
from
me.
Ibadan. Yeah, I had to say it. Thank you very much. It's been fantastic talking to you. Thank you for being honest.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
me.
I didn't put you in any trouble now, did I?
No.
I'm sure you were like, this baby. As usual, we're giving away a gift voucher for you to shop at a particular Nigerian designer. I'm not going to mention who, but all you have to do is basically download the Credit Direct app. Follow them, follow us, show proof via DMs. Just send us a DM at the Fashion Roundtable on Instagram and you could be the lucky winner this week. I think it's important that we have these conversations to tell the truth.
Yes.
We're not just playing here when it comes to Nigerian fashion. There are people who are building empires,
Yes,
who are doing well, and not everybody has to be a designer. There's stylists, there's creative directors, there's so
they're
many
curators.
Thank you.
They're illustrators.
Thank you. There's so many different, aspects that you can find to work.
I agree.
And I just love it that, you've been able to open our eyes to so many. And this is the reason why I was chasing you that you must come here.
Thank you.
Because there's so many things that you do.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
This episode was brought to you by Credit Direct.